Hi Bitcoiners, welcome to Satoshi's Bookshelf. If there's one book that has transformed my belief, it's without question the Bitcoin standard. This book is not just the ultimate challenge to fiat money. It stands firmly against every other so-called cryptocurrency, the endless flood of shitcoins. If you truly want to strengthen your conviction in Bitcoin, I urge you to read this book cover to cover, without skipping a word. But if you don't have the time, this video will walk you through its essential ideas, giving you a clear and compelling glimpse into why this book has completely reshaped how I see money, value, and the future. Part 1. The History of Money. Ammous doesn't begin with Bitcoin. He begins with something far more fundamental, the story of money itself. Because before you can understand why Bitcoin matters, you need to understand what money really is and why humans created it in the first place. At its core, money is a technology. It's the tool humans invented to solve one of civilization's greatest challenges: how to store and transfer value across time and space. Throughout history, societies experimented with many different forms of money: cattle, shells, beads, salt, silver, and gold. And every time, the forms of money that survived were the ones that best embodied a few critical properties. 1. Durability. It must last over time. Perishable goods like grain or cattle decay, but metals endure. 2. Divisibility. It must break into smaller units without losing value. A cow can't be cut in half without destroying it, but gold can be minted into coins or dust. 3. Portability. It must move across distances easily. Stones or salt bricks are too cumbersome. Gold coins are easier. Digital Bitcoin even more so. 4. Verifiability. It must be easy to verify. A good form of money can be quickly identified and trusted. 5. Scarcity. It must be hard to produce or copy. If money can be created without limit, it ceases to hold value. Gold rose to dominance not because kings decreed it, but because it satisfied these properties better than anything else available at the time. But there's a deeper layer here. Ammous introduces the concept of time preference, a deceptively simple idea with profound consequences. Time preference measures how much people value the present compared to the future. A high time preference means you prioritize immediate gratification. You consume today without worrying about tomorrow. A low time preference means you are willing to delay gratification, to save, to plan, to invest in the long term. Here's the key insight. The type of money a society uses directly shapes its collective time preference. When money is sound, hard to produce, resistant to inflation, people naturally save. They know their efforts will hold value into the future. This lowers time preference, encouraging long-term thinking, family building, and civilizational progress. When money is unsound, easily inflated, constantly losing value, people are pushed into short-termism. Why save when your savings will melt away? Better to consume now, spend recklessly, and think only of the present. This is not just theory, it's history. Under sound money, civilizations built cathedrals that took centuries to finish, laid down railroads that transformed continents, and invested in knowledge that outlived generations. Unsound money, by contrast, tends to fuel waste, debt, and decay. Ammous's point is clear. If you want to understand why Bitcoin matters, you must first see money not as paper or coins, but as the foundation of human cooperation across time. Sound money lowers time preference, enabling progress. Unsound money raises time preference, eroding it. And with that foundation, Ammous prepares the reader to see why the collapse of the gold standard and the rise of fiat money wasn't just an economic event, but a civilizational turning point. Part 2. The Gold Standard. Ammous then dives into the era of the gold standard. For centuries, gold became the ultimate form of sound money. It was scarce, durable, and no government could simply print more of it. Under the gold standard, the world flourished. Think about it. The Industrial Revolution unfolded under the gold standard. Electricity, the light bulb, and the telephone transformed daily life. The steam engine, railroads, and automobiles reshaped economies and connected people. And in 1903, the Wright brothers took flight, a miracle of human achievement. This was an age of breathtaking progress, all under a system where money was scarce, savings were respected, and governments were restrained. Ammous makes the case that sound money doesn't just stabilize prices, it fuels civilization itself. It's no coincidence that humanity reached for the skies when money was grounded in gold. But of course, the gold standard didn't last forever. Which brings us to Part 3, Fiat Money and Collapse. In 1971, the world changed forever. Nixon severed the dollar's link to gold. Overnight, the world shifted from sound money to political money, fiat currency. And with it came Keynesian economics, a doctrine that promised prosperity through endless spending and debt. Ammous rips Keynesianism to shreds, and rightfully so. Keynesians believe you can print wealth, that inflation is somehow good, and that government planners know better than millions of individuals making free choices. It's economic quackery dressed up in graphs and jargon. The result? Perpetual deficits, boom and bust cycles, governments bribing voters with printed money, and ordinary people working harder for money that buys less. Fiat currency is a joke, a cosmic prank where we pretend green paper with dead presidents on it has value, while central bankers conjure trillions with a keystroke. It's like playing Monopoly, except the banker cheats, changes the rules mid-game, and tells you it's for your own good. One line from the book struck me hard. Sound money is an essential requirement for human civilization, without which society collapses into the barbarism of constant conflict. That was the moment I realized, it's not just about Bitcoin, it's about civilization itself. Part 4, The Emergence of Bitcoin. Finally, Ammous turns to Bitcoin. He explains that Bitcoin is the first technology since gold that truly embodies the principles of sound money. It's scarce, capped at 21 million coins. It's decentralized. No government or company controls it. It's borderless, accessible to anyone with an internet connection. And most importantly, it's built on proof of work, making it extremely costly to produce, just like gold mining. Ammous calls Bitcoin digital gold, but in some ways, it's even better than gold. You can send it across the world in minutes. You can store it in your head with just 12 words. And no army can seize it if you don't want them to. That was my second big turning point. I realized Bitcoin wasn't a fad or a toy. It was a monetary revolution, something that could protect savings, restore responsibility, and re-anchor civilization on sound foundations. Part 5, Why This Changed My Belief. Ammous makes it crystal clear. There is Bitcoin, and then there are shitcoins. Ethereum, constantly changing its monetary policy, run by a foundation. Ripple, pre-mined tokens dumped on retail. Dogecoin, literally created as a joke, now treated seriously by fools. Bitcoin is unique because it is the only one that emerged organically, without a marketing team or venture capitalists, without a central authority. Every other so-called cryptocurrency is just a copy, a scam, or a centralized database pretending to be decentralized. If money is about trust, scarcity, and neutrality, then only Bitcoin stands tall. Everything else is a distraction, a casino for gamblers, not savers. Part 6, Memorable Ideas That Stick. Here are a few ideas from the book that have stayed with me. Unsound money is an invitation to endless wars and reckless government spending. Sound money is what separates man from beast, civilized from barbaric, future-oriented from present-obsessed. Bitcoin is not just digital money, it's digital property rights. Each of these lines planted a seed in my mind that grew into conviction. Conclusion, a new lens on the world. What the Bitcoin standard made clear to me is this. Fiat currency is not just flawed, it's a slow-motion theft, a silent tax, and a cultural poison. It robs savers, rewards debtors, and fuels reckless governments that spend with no accountability. Fiat isn't money. It's a tool of control, designed to decay in your hands while enriching those who print it. Once you see that, you can't unsee it. But Ammous doesn't stop there. He doesn't just dismantle fiat. He ruthlessly crushes the illusion that there are many digital currencies to choose from. There aren't. There is Bitcoin, and then there is everything else. The endless flood of altcoins are not alternatives. They are distractions, scams, and get-rich-quick schemes dressed up in blockchain buzzwords. Call them what they are: shitcoins. Bitcoin stands alone because it is the only truly decentralized, scarce, and incorruptible form of digital money. No marketing team, no pre-mine, no central foundation pulling the strings. Just pure monetary truth, secured by proof of work and defended by millions around the world. That's the lens I walked away with. Fiat is a fraud, shitcoins are noise, and Bitcoin is the signal. The only question left is, how soon will the world wake up to it? If this video resonated with you, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks Bitcoin is just internet money.